Hi there. I'm Al, and you're with CiNEMACHiNE. Something's different
Without
here.
Brandon.
Something's different. I'm here with
Something
Ryan.
Yeah, something about his wife in the shower or something. I don't know.
Everybody's got to get clean. I don't know. This is what's
He'll
really
be
happening.
here. Brandon
This is
will be
what's
here.
really happening. Can we just say what's really happening? A little behind the scenes here. Brandon has not been out of his house or changed clothes in about a week and a half. He has watched the Snyder Cut so much, in fact, that he almost dislikes the movie. He's watched it, so he's like holding himself hostage at this point. So it's, hey,
Al, go ahead. Ask me how many times I've seen it.
I don't want to.
Go ask me how many
Nervous.
times I've seen this 4-hour movie.
I think you're going to be put on a list after I ask this question. How many times have you seen this movie?
10, baby. 10.
Jeez, that's 40 hours.
I know.
It's almost 2 full days of watching this movie.
That's the first thing that everybody, when I tell them that, they're like, do you know what that equates to in days?
Now, let me ask you this. Did you watch it all the way through all 10 times, or did you watch it like episodically or what?
These are complete screenings.
So do you have couch sores or anything like that?
I don't have couch sores. I will say today I watched it. This was the first screening that I was like actually like doing something else while I was working while I was watching, you know.
Okay.
But other than that, they've all been like legit. Just sit down and breathe it in.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Jeff, myself, and a few others. We're getting banners made for the interventions right now. It's getting out of control because I saw Brandon and Chris. I saw them Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw them Saturday. You had just left the Duncan compound at that point, and you guys had already seen it 5 times at that point. While we were all hanging out, we get a text from Ryan that says, I just watched it 6 times. And this movie came out. What time did y'all start watching?
All right. So I went to Brandon's place, got there after work on Wednesday.
Right.
We watched BVS Ultimate Edition that night, rolled into the Kevin Smith red carpet thing they did at 11.
Did he cry?
He didn't cry.
Oh, sissy. Stop crying, Kevin Smith. You sissy. Stop eating so much soy. That's what's happening. You're developing estrogen.
We took a 30-minute power nap after that and rolled right into Zack Snyder's Justice League. Katie walks in the door at 7 a.m. Movie started at 3. And she said when she walked in, we were just like out of it, you know. And she's like, she was worried that we didn't like the movie, but it was just the fact that we were just totally exhausted. I walked in the other room and just fell asleep in like 15 seconds.
Well, so I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being excited about things. I'm saying that you guys have taken it to a different level of excitement. It's not even. I
will not disagree with you.
It's a sickness at this point. I mean, yeah. The next Snyder Cut, so to speak, is going to be prescribed by doctors. It's going to be Snyder Cut pills, is what it's going to be called.
Hey, they came out with the Justice's Gray edition today, Al. That is black and white 4:3, right up your alley. Sounds like a Criterion Corner waiting to happen.
Here's the thing about 4:3 black and white. It only works with certain movies, number one. Like number two, gotcha. Don't just force feed it because you want to feel cool, old Zacky boy.
Oh, you just don't know the story behind it, man.
I don't care to know the story behind it either. Tune in to the next Cape Cast.
All right. Next subject.
I'm glad you guys are having a good time. I honestly could not care less that this thing exists. a friend of mine was going to go on my HBO Max, right?
Mm-hmm.
And start the movie because I share a subscription with Brandon. So he's going to start the movie on my sign-in just to make it look like I started watching the movie.
Nice.
And I was like, no, I don't let that happen. And I don't let people play Metallica on my guitars for the same reason.
Those are my two rules.
No.
I did not watch the Snyder Cut.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
my gosh, everybody.
Whoa. He made it.
He made it back from the abyss.
We're just talking about the Snyder
Cut. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, good. You made it.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Brandon, to CiNEMACHiNE. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
All right. So we're getting the skinny on Ryan. Ryan said he has watched this movie 10 times. How many
10 times?
Yeah.
We just finished it. My second time going through Justice is Gray today. And Katie was out in the kitchen. I was like, is it bad that I want to like just turn it on again? She goes, yes.
It is one of those movies for me that can just stay on in the background. It's a comfort movie at this point. But I haven't watched it that many times. Intently, I've watched it 6 times, I think. And then I've had it on the background 1 or 2 times.
Yeah. Ryan has some ointment for his couch sores, and he's got it. So I told him that we're printing up the banners. Jeff, myself, and others are printing up banners for the interventions. So, we are here on a whole new week of CiNEMACHiNE. As we told you last week, we missed last week because it was a special day for these two fellas. So congratulations, all the nutcases. Now y'all can start screaming about Snyderverse and all that stuff. So
I can tell you mean that.
I'm glad y'all had fun. I just don't want to be a part of it at all. That's all.
That's what Capecast is for.
That's what our mini text messages are about. So, well, this week on CiNEMACHiNE, as we have said before, but we'll say it again, we are live, of course. We have a couple movie reviews coming up that we will release that aren't live in the near future. But we are just going to talk about what we've been watching, and we're going to go over kind of like some movie news, like little rumors and such going on. And we're just going to chit chat. So please feel free to get in the comments, hit us up there. And Ryan, you want to tell them where else they can hit us up?
Yep. On easiest place if you're on social would be at CiNEMAChine Pod on Instagram. We are very active on there and we love talking about movies. So definitely give us a follow there, and also hit that subscribe button on YouTube and notification bell so that you know when we're starting shows like this.
There you go. And so we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to chit chat. We're going to go as long as the conversation is still exciting, and then we'll get off of here and we'll see you all next week. So let's start out with, while you guys were watching Snyder cut thing, I watched some other stuff, and I watched some old stuff. I watched some new stuff, but I watched
old movies. What?
Yeah. So I wanted to fill in where we left off last time. We talked about, we were all excited that Promising Young Woman is coming out on Blu-ray. However, we weren't so excited about the packaging around it. We felt like it was a little less than, well, I guess it left a little more to be desired. So I wanted to show that I bought it anyway.
Why would they do that?
I am seriously thinking about it. So I was hoping like, okay, I'll open it up, and on the inside, this is what I was hoping for. On the inside, they'll have a cool like double-sided cover. I can switch it over. No, they did not. Nothing. So let's do these ladies and all these folks that worked on this movie. I know a lot of people are going to buy it. Plus, it's still a super high dollar. It's like still $25. But I'm still wanting to support them. I went to the theater to see this. I wanted to buy it because I want them to continue to make movies and whatnot. But I really hope they do. I'm still gonna kind of. That's my Snyder cut. Release a better cover, special edition. Let's do that. And
Start
also
the hashtag.
Really rolls off the tongue.
the special. Yeah, I mean hashtags with commas are good, right? So the special features leave a lot to be desired. Promising vision, two-sided transformation, balancing act, feature commentary. So you got a commentary with Emerald Fennell. So that's exciting, but it's still, to me, it's not enough. And I have a feeling that they know that they can get a special edition out of this. So, but let's pick up right where we're talking about right there. Brandon told me the other day that the studio system is sucking old Emerald in and pulling her into some superhero stuff. So what is this nonsense?
Ryan, I'll let you take this one because I don't know a ton about Zatanna myself. I know that she's like a magician type character, right?
So she's they're gonna start moving into, it sounds like with HBO Max, this is a theatrical release, I believe. But they're gonna start playing in the Justice League Dark character arena.
Yeah.
And she is one of the kind of more, maybe behind Constantine, I would say, one of the more well-known characters in that
Seems
world.
like they're gonna do solo outings of all those Justice League Dark characters and then have a Avengers type, come together.
I'm all about it. I love everything Justice League Dark.
This is that Bad Robot J.J. Abrams deal that he has with HBO Max. She's writing this. She's not directing it, at least not yet. She hasn't been announced as directing. But
yeah, I hope. I really do want her to make more movies, but I would like for her to stay in this vein. That's just me. I'm glad that she's, hey, she needs money. It's a job at the end of the day. But when you first said Bad Robot, I don't know why, but my brain went to Robot Chicken, and I was like, Robot Chicken, so I was like, are they making a funny claymation?
Bad Robot.
So, yeah, some people, the Coen brothers are known for this. They'll make a big movie, get the money, but they still make really good big movies, but then they'll use that money to kind of like go and make something smaller. So maybe that's what she's doing. I don't know. But I mean, best of luck to Emerald Fennell, because I think she's a promising young woman. I'm just going to put it out there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man.
There's I don't know. I don't know anything about this story. I don't know, I don't know. I don't get into the world of comic book movies as you folks do.
Will say, and obviously it's not Cape Cast, we won't go too deep, but of the DC stuff that is being talked about, maybe not in production, but the Justice League Dark stuff is probably at the top of my list. So
this is
I obviously loved Promising Young Woman, so I'm pretty stoked about this matchup.
Yeah, that side of DC they've been trying to make a Justice League Dark show or movie for a while now. I know Guillermo del Toro was attached to make one for a very long time and then fell through.
Brandon, you haven't seen any of the Justice League Dark animated stuff, have you?
I've seen a little bit of. Okay. I don't think it was the recent one. Maybe it was the first one. Mm-hmm. How many have there been?
Entitled to.
I think it was just called Justice League Dark. The one that
that was the first titled Justice League Dark. There have been some with the characters included, but
they advertised that Batman was going to be featured heavily in it, and he wasn't. So I kind of tuned out after he was gone. So
got it.
But no, I mean, I don't know. Did you guys? So as far as Justice League Dark is concerned, Constantine and I guess Swamp Thing are the ones that I know. But did y'all watch? I assume Ryan, you watched. But Al, did you watch the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie back in the early 2000s?
No, I did not.
That's one that I actually want to rewatch.
I really liked that. I mean, at the time, I really liked it. But
so when I saw it, I was not disappointed. disappointed with it, and I will admit that I probably didn't know as much about the character as I do now.
It was right out in that
ish. Yeah.
It would have been a couple years at least.
So
after
yeah,
it was in the early 2000s.
To me, and again, I don't know anything about this stuff, but it just kind of felt like it was trying to do something, or kind of capitalize on the Matrix success. So I don't know.
I mean, it was it was like before the big comic book craze happened. So I think I'm pretty sure it was rated R. And it had, it's got Keanu Reeves, got Shia LaBeouf in it. It's got Tilda Swinton in it. She plays like
I know there's a lot of people calling for him to get another shot at that role too, given his recent resurgence.
Keanu?
Yeah. Because
what's the Peter Stormare plays like Project Lucifer or something in it? He was really good.
Who is that? Peter what?
He's Peter Stormare. He's the Russian. He's like remember the Russian guy in Armageddon?
I got
like beating the ship back to life.
Yep.
He's wasn't he in Big Lebowski? Wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. And Fargo, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is in Lebowski. Yeah.
He was talking about something. Oh, he was actually talking about Constantine recently. He said that they were making. he was on record as saying that they're doing another Constantine with Keanu Reeves, but who knows?
And Brandon's homeboy Gavin Rosdale was in that movie.
He was actually. I forgot about that.
See how happy he got right there?
It's almost like we're reviewing Forrest Gump.
It was.
Scott Stapp should have walked by the screen just to featured extra. It would have made his heart palpitate. So we're talking about directors that are filmmakers. They go off and they make the bigger film or whatever. And have you guys seen this Taco Bell commercial where it looks like a horror movie or whatever for the cheese sticks or whatever it is? I don't know what they're advertising. Anyway, it's got the kid from Stranger Things in it with the hair. So
the kid with the hair.
Come to find out, old Jeremy Saulnier directed that. He was in advertising for a long time. Friend of the show. Yeah, friend of the show. Open invitation. He had to miss tonight, unfortunately. But he used to be in advertising for a long time, and that's what paid the bills for a long time. And they asked him to do it, so he thought he'd go and have some fun with it. So he did that. But
I've seen it.
Saulnier's movie Rebel Ridge is actually going to start filming. Production's supposed to start on April 5th. That's his Netflix movie that Brandon reported on a couple months ago that was being greenlit. But it's got John Boyega from Star Wars success. Anyway, I'm very excited. Macon Blair is an executive producer on this movie. So
Don Johnson.
Oh, Donnie Boy himself. Yeah.
Now, Al, you and I watched whatever the last one that he put out on Netflix was. I can't even remember. Hold the Dark.
Yeah.
Ryan, did you watch that one? It's a wilderness type movie.
Yeah.
You should watch it. I didn't. It's called Hold the Dark.
It's not. It's probably his. I don't know. Probably my out of his 4 movies that he has, probably my least favorite.
Yeah, it's. I thought it was good.
Wilderness, guys. You had me at wilderness.
I thought it. I mean, it's you'll be attracted to that element for sure. It's got what's the
Skarsgård?
Bernard.
Skarsgård?
No, I keep calling him Bernard. That's what his character's name is in Westworld. He's the new Commissioner Gordon. What's his name?
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. It's got him in it. Yeah, it's got Skarsgård. One of them. I'm not sure which one it is.
Peter. Oh, it's Alexander.
Okay.
Alexander.
Okay. Yeah. Not the It one. The other one.
And it's got Riley Keough, or Keough, however you say her name. Elvis's granddaughter.
Okay. Al fell asleep during it, but
it was a slog.
Shots fired.
I'm not even embarrassed.
It was an interesting premise, and It's got a. I mean, it's set in like the Arctic, like somewhere up in like Alaska or somewhere. I'm not sure where, but it's like a snowy
Don't
type.
spoil anything for me. Don't spoil anything.
Well, I won't.
A remote Alaskan village.
I won't. You should watch it and report back.
Yeah,
We'll
let
do
us
that.
know. Let us know next week. You and Katie watch it, and maybe Katie can't watch that one.
Does the dog die?
Pretty sure. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure she's not gonna like some of the outcomes.
I don't remember.
I will say this. I mean, now Macon Blair wrote that movie, and Jeremy Saulnier directed it. I like the fact that they are a team. You know, like they've been friends since high school, or maybe even soon earlier than that. But yeah, I really do look forward to this new movie because it seems like it's a return to form for him. You know, it's about this veteran comes back and he's like fighting against dirty cops, and they're going to take on some of the topics in the news of recent. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about it because Blue Ruin and Green Room. I mean, I can't say enough about them, but those movies, it just
cracks me up that they both start with colors.
Yeah. Well, this one's called Red Rebel Ridge. No. The thing is that those movies, the violence in those movies feels like you're witnessing something. I've said that 100 times, and he just has a way of capturing that. So you feel kind of disgusting and you know, just like you're into it. So it's really nice to see because I don't know, it feels like you're witnessing something you shouldn't witness. So
So Ryan, did you watch season 3 of True Detective? The one with
who was in it?
Mahershala Ali, and I think Ray Fisher was in it.
I think that was where I checked out.
Okay.
I think.
Because Saulnier, I don't know how you say his last name. He was supposed to direct that whole season, and something happened, and he quit. Essentially, I think there was some differences.
I love the first season of that show. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, the first season is amazing. I keep telling Al he needs to watch it, but he just won't watch it.
Al, you haven't seen that? I feel like you dig it.
You know, I would like to watch it. I just haven't taken the time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got to a point. I finally finished Twin Peaks, like I told you guys, but I got to a point in Twin Peaks to where I felt like I was holding myself hostage. So,
when is the Criterion Corner coming out for Twin Peaks?
Dude, I'm trying to wrap my head around everything because it's quite the mind boggler. I mean, you got to think about it. I watched 2 seasons of a TV show.
I think it's called Mind Bottling. Like, go ahead.
Sure. Why not?
Like you're trapped inside of a bottle.
No, I don't think so. So anyway, but I watched 2 seasons of a show, which every episode was an hour with commercials taken out, about 40, 48 minutes, 46 minutes, something like that. And then some of the episodes were 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours long. So they were like around hour and a half, hour 45, whatever it was. And that was probably 2 or 3 of the episodes. So watch those. Then I got to watch the 90-minute movie. And then they took all the bonus features. Well, not bonus features, but the cut scenes from the movie. They had so many of them that they made a second movie that's just a special feature on the Criterion. And then in 2017, they had a season 3 come out. And I mean, as Brandon knows, this has got me excited. 9 Inch Nails is in there. A lot of good bands, a lot of really cool people make guest appearances on there. So I'm really excited to see it, but at the same time, I had to take a break because I was like starting to feel like I lived in Twin Peaks and things were getting weird, guys. I'm just saying. So anyway, yeah. Brandon, how are you doing on The Sopranos, by the way? Where do you stand?
I haven't watched any more since we last talked.
Look, to be fair, it's been pretty much the Snyder Cut wormhole for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I don't think I've watched any. Yeah, I don't think so. between Snyder Cut and the two movies or 4 movies, I guess we watched both Coming to Americas, and then the other 2 we're going to talk about in later episodes or however we're doing that. Yeah, that was all my time.
Yeah. Well,
but I think we should be getting back on it.
So you brought up Coming to America. So let's touch on Coming to America. I
did bring up Coming to America.
Yeah.
Al, what do you think about it?
Well, hang on. We'll get there. I have steadily not shared my opinion on this movie until I knew that at least Brandon had seen it. Now, everybody out there, Ryan is an admitted hater of Eddie Murphy. And that's fine. That's fine. There's no love lost. I mean, it is what it is. But Coming to America was the most watched streaming movie opening weekend since the pandemic began.
I would love to see
spoilers.
Spoilers?
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah,
do we have a button for that?
Not yet. We'll get there.
Spoilers.
We'll get there.
There you go.
For right now, you just got to listen. But yeah,
it's not really a spoilery type. I mean,
there's nothing really to spoil. So here's the thing. There's not even enough to talk about this movie, in my opinion. So, Brandon, what were your initial thoughts of Coming to America?
I thought it was pretty. Here's the thing. I was really into it the first maybe 30, 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then it starts focusing on the son, and I just lost interest completely.
Yeah.
I don't understand the logic behind, because everybody's there for the people from the last movie. And I know they had to have a reason to make this movie, but once it detoured and I think it also it not being set in New York. It didn't have that same kind of low budget gritty feel to it that the first one had. This one, they had a lot of CG extension sets. It's set in whatever their country is. I keep wanting to say Wakanda. They make that joke in the movie, but it's something else. It felt too big. It felt like they had action scenes in it, and I don't know. It just had a different
too big for his britches
feel
kind
to
of thing.
I don't know. And then the comedy was man, I love the going back to the barbershop. That was great. Every time those characters were on screen, that was fun. And here's the thing. I feel like Eddie Murphy has changed physically so much. He looks good for his age, but he just doesn't look like the innocent, Eddie Murphy that was in the original one.
Right.
What is his name? What's his actual name in the movie? Do you remember?
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Right. Akeem?
I couldn't think of his name. So he's so in that first movie, he's very he's innocent. He's walking around saying curse words because he doesn't understand English, the English curse words or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's just such a he's more meek. And Eddie Murphy just seems so weathered now. He doesn't look sweet and innocent like he did in that first movie. So it didn't feel like the same character. It just felt like Eddie Murphy doing an accent in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like I said, though, I still enjoyed the first part of it, but by the middle of it, once the son came into the picture, it just lost any kind of steam that it had for me. And
I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I know Brandon's a big fan of Leslie Jones. He's big fan. T-shirts, tattoo on his calf. It's ridiculous.
that I will rebuke. I am not a fan of Leslie Jones.
I know Brandon, that Snyder Cut commentary was pretty fire.
I appreciate her doing that, but I couldn't listen to it.
So it was fun. It was kind of like seeing old like friends that you hadn't seen in a long time. Is what
Yeah.
it felt like.
So
And
that's why I think it's kind of a like an innocent type movie. Like it's pretty toothless, and it just like, it's just like, okay, it's not bad, but it's just
I think I have one statement that can sum up this movie. If the movie can make Tracy Morgan not funny, it's not good. Tracy Morgan is a freaking comedic genius. The guy can make you laugh, like seriously, just looking at the camera, just like cocking his neck and just kind of like popping his jivvy made him so unfunny. And the thing is that this movie was rated PG-13, about which it's neither here nor there. If you're good at writing, you can write good comedy that doesn't have to be raunchy or whatever.
PG-13. I mean, you think about it.
Sure.
I love the clone. They're all PG-13, both of them.
And they're all going to be remade. She's just going to scream but no, this movie. So the original movie had a fairly large budget actually for 1988. I think it made around $300 million. The movie is so memorable. I mean, from the first time you watch the original Coming to Hakeem and say everything, and you want to wear the McDowell's hat and the shirt and everything, and putting up the McDowell's, and on in life you actually figure out that's Samuel L. Jackson because you didn't know who he was when you first watched it. I watched it a week and a half ago. I like to think that, but man, this movie is just a big hit and a miss. I have no desire to ever watch it again. I think it didn't. I won't say that it ruined the first one or anything like that. It's just I have a feeling.
Yeah,
I have a feeling it's gonna be tough. But
when it opened, because it didn't do well.
Right,
COVID going against it.
It has. It has some. I know it's not of the same brand or same studio, but Regal Cinemas are going to reopen. They've announced that. So all the cinemas seem like LA cinemas are starting to reopen. So all of that's starting to happen. We'll see what will happen, and maybe it will grow legs, because I think trips to the theater, and this is what we've been hoping for, will be like more appreciated now that it's been taken away from us for so long. So
people could have gotten comfortable with watching.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's the case. Yeah, I have a feeling that's the case.
I have myself
inside. I think like he just needed like a breather from being inside so long, because
that really messed up my my biology for a few days. Staying up since college, and
it's done. Yeah, so
I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I felt like I was having a panic attack when I went to bed. I won't go into, but it was just like, yeah. So, but you were saying,
yeah. Is anybody seeing our stream?
Yeah, I'm loading it up. Clear.
All right. So we've just been talking.
Good news is it's
oh well, we're still having good conversation, so it's just
right.
CiNEMACHiNE at this point.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
You joke, but there's partial truth there.
Well, I used to live in an area that had for 11 years, lived in a place that had terrible internet. And so I feel your pain. So I wasn't trying to poke fun at all. So let's you guys watch it on HBO Max. Now,
I've never tried to watch a movie with an ad supported, like Hulu does the same thing. It'll just stop playing and then play an ad.
Well, somebody was asking me the other day of how they could get cable to watch March Madness. And I was like, because they didn't have actual cable where they were. So we'll sign up for YouTube. And they were like, do I have to watch?
It's not too bad either. I mean, usually those commercials are like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Ryan, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it an exclusive theatrical window with only Regal and Cineworld? Like, they're not going to be, or
I didn't know it was exclusive.
I don't think it's exclusive. He knows differently. Please put it in the comments.
So to an exclusive theatrical window.
See the #2 global exhibitor show the studios 2021. This is just like when like we told us that they are, but that's where they're going to fail. They're going to fail because they're not changing. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be whoever figures that out first is going to win this battle.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, I just don't see how you can show this on is going to help them.
Right. Yeah. CEO's name though. Cineworld CEO Mookie Gradinger. That is an awesome name. Mookie is awesome. So baseball players primarily named Mookie.
It's the
But
only one I know.
there's been 2 baseball players in the history of baseball named Mookie. Yeah, there's a basketball player named Mookie. But anyway, Mookie's a great name. But Mookie
Bugsy.
Muggsy Bogues.
I know things. I watched Space Jam.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel similar to what Ryan just said. I feel like it is disparity. I feel like it is a a last ditch effort because they are already too late. If they had changed their course even 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I think they would be in a much better place now. Nobody could have seen what happened with the shutdown, the lockdowns. Nobody could have seen that coming. But in the same breath, theaters weren't doing well before that.
Right. It's
no, I mean, it was. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, we're what, a year into this whole thing now at this point.
We just hit the year anniversary for 2 weeks.
Happy anniversary, everyone.
Happy anniversary. Happy 2-week anniversary a year later.
The deals like HBO Max they made for HBO Max, like that was a step in the right direction. Then you see something like this and you're just like, what? Like,
yeah,
it seems completely counter to, I don't know.
It's counterintuitive to everything that everybody wants to see come out. Because here's the thing. I think the majority of society really enjoys watching movies. Now, how they consume those movies is up to, I'm sure there's so many schools of thought. There are some people that don't mind seeing a movie on a phone. There are goofballs on YouTube that drive me crazy. I see the freaking thumbnail and they're watching a movie on a laptop for the first time and reacting to it on a laptop. And I'm like, no, that's not an experience. And so, okay, we're back to live. That's good. So
Chris is back, but it's showing nobody is watching. Oh, there's 2. Okay.
we are having storms come through Georgia.
Yeah, so bad tornadoes and everything. So
what's going on?
But we'll definitely everybody that's watching this on the recorded version, leave all your comments down in the comment section. We're pretty good about it. I'll say Ryan's better than everybody else, but we're pretty good about getting back to everybody. So, but no, I simply feel that these business people are too proud to say it's not working, so
they got too used to the overinflated ticket prices. Overinflated box office. And now they don't know how to adjust to the realities of what's happening in this industry.
No. And Ryan, you and I, we're baseball guys. We like baseball a lot. And Theo Epstein came in. Actually, what's the guy from Oakland? They made the movie about him.
Billy Beane.
Billy Beane really kind of reinvented the way baseball business is done as far as like setting up teams.
This is the Moneyball movie.
Yeah.
Correct.
And, oh my gosh, look at the brain on Brandon. But then, Theo Epstein took it to the next level, and now you have all these other disciples of those two really taking this whole new way to the next level. And all teams have adopted, at least most, I'd say the majority have adopted this new way of running a baseball team, and they're making money hand over fist. Yeah. Even if people don't show up, even if people don't watch on TV. So I think that some of those type of people are out there for the movie industry. They just it's such a hard window, hard door to walk through. And I think that if you let the right people, whoever they are, let them walk in and start learning your version, but then show you how some new business can take over. Because like you said, these fat cats have been doing it so long that, they don't know how to do it any different. I think they're just so ingrained in their old school way of doing things.
Yeah. I mean, people still want to watch movies. That hasn't changed. You just have to figure out how
people
to
love stories,
do it the right way. Like, monetize these things the right way. And
Right.
obviously the digital subscription seems to be one avenue, but there's also like there's always going to be that group that loves the theater, and there's a way to do it. You just have to figure out the way to do it. And
Yeah.
this doesn't seem like, I don't know. This doesn't seem like it's it to me, but
Well, so
that's
speaking
all I've
of-
got to say about that.
speaking of the movie industry itself, we'll talk about. Yes, we are reinventing this. Yes,
My man.
oh my
There it is. There it is.
gross. Speaking of the movie industry, we'll talk about this and
That's right,
we'll get out of here for the live version. But everybody that's able to see us now, please make sure you go back and watch the recorded version. Lots of gems in there. Brandon tells us the meaning of life, a lot of stuff. So anyway, have you guys paid any attention? It's award season. Usually by this time we had already seen the Oscars, but this year it's in April.
Mm-hmm.
So Mank is pulling out ahead. So Brandon, does that entice you to watch Mank at all?
No.
We got to watch Snyder
I will
Cut 7
say-
times.
I will say Katie saw the nomination.
Have you watched it, Al?
She wants to.
Watch
Have
Mank.
you watched Mank? Yeah.
No, I haven't, because I'm telling you, Twin Peaks took over my life. I had to take a break so I could go watch other things. Like I watched this week alone. I watched Hot Summer Nights with Timothy Chalamet, and when does Justice
It's Gray, Chris. Gray.
by ZACH.
That's what
So-
you took away from that, Brandon.
So Brandon learned a
It's
new
always
word today, everybody.
It's always
Uh,
confused me. I never know which one to use.
Brandon's watching those videos with the bouncy ball, teach you how to spell. So, no, I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which I love that movie. I've seen that movie probably 7 times. I watched that as a kid with my dad. Probably shouldn't have, but that movie's so good. And then I watched Hot Summer Nights and Come to America a couple weeks ago. But it was nice to get out and it kind of felt like I was locked into the I wasn't even enjoying it anymore because I was just on a mission. I was just like, I got to get it done. So I had to take a break from it. But yeah, I don't get excited about the Oscars anymore. I don't care about the Oscars. The Oscars are so obsolete to me.
Does, but them.
I think that is complete and utter just sycophantic. Like I'm trying to be
I
clean
think people
here.
just watch it. The people that do watch it for fashion and for something stupid to happen and that kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't think it has the same influence that it used to have, to where, oh, this movie is an Oscar. And I think some circles will do that. I think a lot of shows like ours will talk about it. But I'll be honest with you, I have no interest whatsoever of following who's Now I know Promising Young Woman's nominated a lot, and Sound of Metal is nominated, and
which
Mank.
we reviewed, so check them out. If
We reviewed both of those, and now we got to review Mank. But I do like to go and watch all the nominated movies, but there's so many movies that are not recognized because a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people that don't pay attention to the movie industry, like we do, like that's our thing. I'm not saying anybody's less than us, but what I am saying is that a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of campaigning behind winning an Oscar. It's just like these people that get into like the top 100 hottest people, whatever magazine does that or whatever. That's all paid. That's 100% paid. You pay to get in there. It's advertising. And then these people pay to do that. And then get up there and act like, oh, I can't believe I won. Oh, the $200 million you put into the campaign to win, you didn't realize you're going to win. Okay.
I was very.
You're okay, man. It's gonna be all right.
You'll get there one day. You're gonna win. Okay?
I don't want to. I'm just.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe for Al so you can get Best Looking Male 2022.
Sexiest man alive.
Sexiest ginger. So, No, what I'm saying is that I just like the products and stuff like that end up on TV. Like, hey, these are suggested products by your trusted folks like Oprah and whatnot. That's all paid. That's all 100% paid. They pay to be on there. So people are being manipulated, and the Oscars do that, and the Grammys do that. I mean, there's no way those songs are Oscar. It's just the MTV Music Awards now. But anyway, rant over.
This is right for a Criterion Corner rant.
Can I tell you something? I went off on a little cloud. Didn't even realize I was doing a show anymore for a second there. So,
sorry, I blacked out.
Floating above his body.
I came to and I was still talking. Yeah, so we're about to drop out again. So what we're going to do, unless you guys have anything to add.
I don't know if he's being funny or not.
No, I'm being funny. I'm not being funny.
No, it's about Chris.
Well, it's time for us to go anyway. We
Well, I did want to bring up this because I thought this was a interesting, timely piece of news.
Back to form for Brandon.
I'm sorry, I didn't get to transition. I thought we were doing a natural transition earlier. We were talking about sports.
Care.
I was like, this would be a good time to bring this up.
I just think it's funny. Go ahead.
So, did you guys see that they're
Good
doing
night, everybody.
Mike Tyson limited series? I know that Jamie Foxx has been rumored and in talks of playing Mike Tyson for a while now. But it seems like they're actually doing it now with Antoine Fuqua is directing it, and I think Scorsese is producing it. I can't remember what network it's going to be on. I'm trying to see if it has it here, but
it sounds like an HBO thing. HBO.
Yeah, well, they mentioned that. Well, at one point, Terrence Winter was writing it, but that was going to be a movie at that point. Anyway, I know that Fox mentioned this when he was on Rogan. Was it 2 years ago that he was in talks or training or whatever he was doing? But I think somebody posted a picture recently of Fox, and he had like the Tyson haircut. And anyway, I love Mike Tyson. I love boxing growing up. My dad was a huge boxing fan. So any kind of like pay-per-view boxing match, the Tyson Holyfield era. Speaking of, I don't know if you guys saw, but Tyson Holyfield 3 is happening. It's like May 29th.
Oh, really?
Get your pay-per-views ready.
Are they going to, is it another one where nobody wins?
I don't know. It's not through Triller anymore. It's through, I think it's a different thing, but I'm not sure if it's an exhibition or if it's an actual fight.
I'll be there and Snoop Dogg's calling it.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. It was fun watching Tyson fight again. I mean, it sucked that they didn't go full tilt, but they're older men, and it was still it resonated with me because it was just like brought me back to that old, like the glory days of boxing for me whenever I used to watch that.
Glory days. Yeah. I used to like whenever he would do Mike Tyson. I don't know if he did it on In Living Color, but I know in those days he would do Mike Tyson quite a bit. I loved In Living Color on Fox. So,
yeah. Well,
what do you think, Brandon?
Yeah. What?
Which one of us would rep the channel for a boxing match? For an undercard?
Against who? Are they fighting each other or what?
Are you not watching the screen? We got a comment.
I see it. No, I see it.
No, Brandon's asking further question, against whom? And also, would we be fighting somebody else on here or another channel or my grandmother?
I feel like we fight each other each week, to be honest with you.
Mentally and
Ryan's
verbally.
in the best shape physically. I'm not sure if that means anything in terms of just being able to fight. Probably not. So
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
Al is redheaded. He's probably the feistiest of the three.
I feel like Al would be a scrappy fighter.
Yeah.
I get the job done. Don't care if it's legal.
Like George Costanza style.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever it takes. Groin stuff, whatever.
Yeah. I'll get it done. You get picked on enough as a kid. You Flava Flav, he says. Fighting Flava Flav. I don't know if you could hit Flava Flav. That clock, he'll move one time. That clock will hit you in the face and knock you out. So
Our old boss used to wear one of those at
oh yeah,
the franchisee summits. Oh man, that's an inside joke that nobody's going to get but the three of us.
That made 2/3 of this podcast sad. So, so all right. So, Brandon, we are going to end. We're going to end on this topic.
Okay.
I'm asking right now. I'm asking right now. Everybody, I want to know again. Ryan, you want to tell them where they can find us because they're going to need to comment on this.
All right, at CiNEMACHiNE Pod on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, comments in the comments.
All right,
you know how it is.
Ryan, I think you can back me up on this. I have not spoken to you about this, so I'm not going to speak for you, but I want to say I feel pretty confident you're going to back me up on this. In June of this year, Indiana Jones 4K box set is coming out. We need to have it Indiana Jones June because Brandon, Mr. Movie Aficionado, I have a theater, has never seen it, any of them except for Crystal Skull.
Or we could do RoboCop.
You know what? Is there any point at this? Is there really any point in him seeing that at this point? He just won't watch RoboCop. I don't get it. So it's ridiculous. But anyway, I think we should have Indiana Jones.
I'm just gonna give in and just be like, no, I haven't seen it.
We know. It's ridiculous. So anyway, everybody, please. I want your overwhelming comments. Indiana Jones June. We got to watch all 3 of the first trilogy of Indiana Jones. And
June Johnson.
Whatever we call it. If anybody has a better name, please put it down in the comments or anywhere that we're available to see what you're writing. Don't write it on a bathroom wall. We might not see it. But please, let's get Brandon to finally watch the Indiana Jones trilogy. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say Brandon said he won't like it. He's nervous to watch it because he doesn't have the nostalgia for it. Right, Brandon? He didn't grow up then, or he didn't watch it back then when it was hot. So he might not have the nostalgia for it.
It's part of it.
So, and I don't know. I think we should watch it. I think people would love to see what you think about it. Fresh little Veal baby watching Indiana Jones original trilogy for the first time. I think we should watch all 3 of them and do separate reviews on all 3 of them. And I think we should do those live and let folks talk to you about it and see why
Sounds
you
like
have the
plan.
thoughts.
Now, are we doing this? We're doing this in June.
What's that now?
We're doing this in June.
Yeah, because the Indiana Jones 4K box set.
No, I got that. I'm not buying that 4K box set.
I'm not saying you have to.
I got it. I've owned the Blu-ray box set for like 10 years now, and I haven't watched it. I'm not going to buy the 4K version.
The cover's faded. He's never watched it. It just got sad. So, yeah. So anyway,
but
I just want you to watch it.
I
think it's a good plan.
No, I'm down.
Put you on the spot. All right. Ryan, how do you feel about that?
Hey, I'm in. Harrison Ford. Doesn't take much.
Hey, yeah. I mean, hey, if really good movies start coming out or whatever, of course, we'll review those as well. But I really think we should really get these out. So, all right, Ryan, anything you want to add to the show before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. Hit the subscribe button.
There we go. Hit the subscribe button.
That's important.
Yeah. For every time the subscribe button is hit, Brandon gets a hair. So it works out.
And he needs so many of them.
Will you help Brandon, please? So, anyway, Brandon, any closing remarks for you?
I'm happy to say, Brandon, your head looks a lot better this week than sunburn.
Yeah, it does. So. I agree with you. It pilled when you guys were here. It was pilling.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Just focus on other things.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So Brandon, any closing remarks?
I don't think so. I'm good. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Sorry that we are having some technical issues, but you can blame Mother Nature for that one.
Yeah. She's going through menopause. So
everybody
all right.
who's watching right now, the full recorded episode will be up on YouTube, so you can catch up with it.
Yeah, and please share the episode as well, because for whatever reason, we have issues with really advertising to you guys because Google has very stringent rules. So we're trying to get them out to you so everybody can see them. But please share, subscribe, and hit the reminder bell as well, because we want to make sure that you're reminded every time that we go live. So thanks everybody that has tuned in tonight. Thanks everybody that stuck with us even through the technical difficulties. And thanks to everybody for, really forgiving both Ryan and Brandon for skipping out on last week's. I was here, if you can see in the, no, don't do that. So anyway,
I like how he kind of tries to duck out of frame.
So I got street cred to hold. So anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep watching a lot of movies, and we'll see you on the next CiNEMAChine.
So long. Oh, that's my thing.
Oh, he's not ready. He wasn't ready.